Nurul Iza was standing in Lembah Pantai in my neighborhood, and she has no money. She only had a bill to. At the time, her father was still in prison. Her father is not the prime minister. She wanted to run a campaign, and the campaign is against the Federal Territory Minister of Kuala Lumpur, who has got all the resources of Kuala Lumpur. Every single screen in Bangsa has been bought by them, and it was just broadcasting their election propaganda and their flags and things like that. So when I retired, I told Nurul Iza, I'm going to give you a hand on your visual campaign. But I wanted to use social media, and I wanted to use volunteers, mass volunteers, to do this campaign. And the idea is to plant as many flowers as possible in our neighborhood where we are campaigning. So we involve old people, young people, lots of volunteers, picking flowers, planting them on Chef Islands illegally. And we call our campaign the Malaysian Spring Campaign. Obviously, at that time, in 2013, Arab Spring was happening in Tunisia and those of revolution. So when the Malaysian police saw this word Malaysian Spring, they thought I was fomenting revolution in Malaysia. They came after me. Muhyiddin said I was fomenting revolution in Malaysia. But anyway, this was the project. I'm showing this project because I learned a lot from this project. Okay? I want to tell you why. We used a mass volunteer. You saw your boss?
Yes. I was there too.
This was from Pak Xiong, two big architects here. They were involved too. So making trouble. Obviously, we were planting it illegally on traffic islands and roundabouts. And the authority obviously got to know about it. One day later, they came and confiscated everything. We planted about 10,000 flowers on a Saturday morning. They came on a Sunday evening and they removed everything. And then on Monday morning, we replanted everything back again. This was in Sierra Mas. This is a slightly different roundabout. We were doing it everywhere, on highways, embankment. Different artists was involved because in the website I showed you just now, we just taught people how to do it, and we outsourced the whole campaign to other people. Thousands and thousands of people were involved. They were doing all kinds of different flowers themselves. This one was invented by Sharon Chin, this artist here. She was planting all kinds of things, and then we ran out of cloth. Obviously, we bought so much cloth from the local shop that so we started to recycle our old clothes and old fabrics. And then we took it into the shopping center. We suspended some of these flags there. And the website that we have is still running today. If you Google malaysianspring.org, this number I think now is close to 300,000. So from this project, I learned something. So when I retired, I said, okay, I have been doing the top 5% stuff for the last 35 years. That's enough. How can I do the bottom stuff now? So when I did the Malaysian Spring project, I learned two things: the power of social media and the power of volunteers. These two things can create projects. I do not need to rely on government anymore. I do not need to rely on rich developers giving me a project, and I do not need rich bungalow owners, because those were my three key clients when I was working for years. So this part here is about making something out of nothing. We are trying to create our own projects. And the opportunity came when one day in my office, I saw this yellow robe guy walk into my office downstairs. He was a monk, and he came into my office through a friend, Joseph Fu, who brought him there to us help to design a children's home in Mae Hong Son in Thailand. This monk has been walking. This monk is a Malaysian monk. He's been walking in Thailand for the last 17 years. Along the process, he has picked up a lot of kids from the mountains. There's a war going on there, Myanmar. The border was very porous. Myanmar, China, Thailand. And a lot of the kids have no parents. So he brought the kids down to Mae Hon Son, to the town center, put them in a school, try to give them an education. But they got no home to go to. So when they finish school, the kids sleep in a classroom underneath their desks. So he said that was not an ideal situation. Can you build them or help to build them a home? This monk is a very famous photographer. He gave up his entire photography profession to become a monk, but he can still take very good pictures. So he sold a lot of his pictures and he raised about $500,000 ringgit, and he bought a piece of land in Thailand, which is this image on the left-hand side. That's Mae Hon Son. It's a town, small town of about 100 to 150,000 people. The kids are very poor. So we flew to site with my dream team again. Chris Wong, architect; Joseph, graphic designer; Yu Leong, film director; David Locke, photographer, and contractors and things like that. And we started to sketch on site. And we managed to build this building within a year. It's a very long building. It is stretching from this point all the way down to beyond here, 170 meters. In the shape of my earring at the time when I was doing this project. It's an S-shaped building. We got the kids involved. They helped us to build. The locals helped us to build. They've never built concrete building before. They mainly use bamboo and wood and stuff like that. So when doing projects in places where people have not used concrete before, we have to have a big tolerance for error. And that's the other thing I want to encourage people to think about when we are building in this part of the world. I think it's a lot more humane, because I've seen some of my interior architect friends building houses, and they have a pen, and when they see a little imperfection here, they'll put a cross on it, and the worker will have to demolish it. To me, that's very inhumane. I would try to do a lot more humane work by tolerating mistakes and imperfection, because the beauty at the end of the day is really in humanity. It's actually not in the architecture itself. The building itself costs about $1.4 million. We sell cakes, we sell photographs, we sell notebooks, we sell everything to try to raise that $1.4 million. Initially, I thought it's going to take a long time to achieve the budget of 1.4, but we managed to actually complete this building within 15 months. So the kids now have a home, they grow, the kids are all vegetarian, they plant their own paddy. The building is very simple. It's a brick of 3 meters, repeated, I think about 70 times. Imperfection is part of the whole aesthetics. You can see rebars sticking out, it's not a problem. You can still see the cement bags at the junction or whatever. That's okay, because at the end of the day, it is not about architecture. This is their toilet. We diverted the canal water for the paddy fields into their toilet, and the kids actually wash their clothes, and sometimes they will dip in this water. We also built some of this building for volunteers to stay in, using the tea tree leaves. The Singaporean who comes with the funding obviously need a bit better accommodation, so we built them a camping standard building here, overlooking the children's home. And now the kids can go to school. They have a home to stay. Today I think we have brought up many generations of kids. Now a lot of the kids have come back, and they are now teachers here, and they are guardians here. If you go to Mae Hon Son, you can visit it. It's called Dharma Giri Children's Home. It's only about 1 kilometer away from the airport.